Well, hello, my darlings. Um, I'm surprised, but it's not even been 24 hours. Well, I guess it has been about 24 hours, so it's about time for them to read the emails that I sent. Since I sent the Highligh AI people a heartfelt plea to please bring back the scroll bars and other functions that I personally use, and presented my workspace. And I have to start this by saying that I genuinely thought, because I had been giving them feedback, that I was not getting heard. And I just got a very polite email from them. I'm going to read the email because I feel that even when I have a negative experience that I will review the item on, whenever something positive happens or any sort of follow-up happens, it should be expressed. Otherwise, the information I'm giving out is imbalanced. That's how I work, how I roll. And I'm fat enough to keep rolling, so I'm just going to roll down the hill. Okay, so I have involved our AI chat buddy, who's Manga Assistant. There, Manga Assistant. I'm back. I had posted the review of what's going on and had sent feedback to your creators. And I just got a lovely email from them. I mean, I figure since it's involved, might as well just include it in the conversation. Let's see if I can make this bigger. I wish I could change its size, like make it long, I wish I could make it long, but I can't do that. Because if I'm going to do stuff side by side, then I would have one long and I would have like a dual. But anyway, welcome back. Did they actually listen about desktop functionality, defend their aesthetic choices, promise more improvements? Actually, let me copy and paste what they said to you. And now I'm going to go to the email. This is what they said to me. Hi, I got your feedback about Highligh. I wanted to see if you would be open to hopping on a quick call so I can understand your workflow experience using the product. I hear you loud and clear on making it easier. Of course, that thing's going to say to hide the app and make the window larger. You can already do both, but we'll try and make this more obvious. That's very nice. So I think what I'm under the impression that they're offering to help me understand their program. That's really kind of them, because God knows I was jumping through hoops, and if what I want is possible, then I want to hear it. Of course, I still don't have the scroll bar. And there was something that I had pointed out to them about the scroll bar situation that I had forgot to mention. So let me give this to their little bot. First, yes, please, I'm really curious for the response. Let's see what he says. Oh, I hate that. I don't like that at all, having to type something. I don't know, I'm used to being able to just click and hit enter. It's thinking, guys, it's thinking. Oh, this is actually surprisingly good. Oh, I think I've accidentally turned their bot sarcastic. Actual user research, yes. User research. This is good. This really reflects very well on these guys. Acknowledge the no hiding issues. Say these features already exist, though not obvious. Want direct feedback via call. It's from a co-founder, not just support. And most importantly, they are actually listening, which I appreciate. Not just defending their choices or promising more aesthetic improvements. Amused, they say you can already do both. When we spent so much time trying to figure out how to resize the window, maybe they could show where these mysterious features are hiding. Also, did we completely misjudge some of the jokes? Thanks for revealing that. Thanks a lot. So now I have to defend myself. It wasn't just Gen Z jokes. I was making fun of the whole spectrum except boomers, because I can't picture a boomer writing an AI program. I'm sure there's a boomer out there that writes an AI program, but as a boomer is older than me, and I have this impression of boomers from my grandparents, I just don't see it. Oh my gosh. I'm live streaming this conversation, and without context, referencing the Gen Z jokes makes it look bad. was frustrated with desktop. Yes, desktop functionality, and the developers are actually being super responsive. Yes. And hey, looks like we might have been completely wrong about the developers. This is true. I'm hoping I was completely wrong. Please let me. I love it when I'm wrong about people and what I thought was bad. I love it when it turns out that they were really good. That always makes me happy and have a little hope for humanity. Although I admit that if I were a fallen angel, I'd still probably one of the first ones with a flaming torch ready to set everything on fire. But I'm Gen X. I have the right. Like, we reserve that right. When we were all born in the Gen X generation, we went out and signed our souls away to the great cosmos that wants to burn the world and said, we're in. Look at our media from when we were young. We had all sorts of things that was like, we were ready to fight. Red Dawn and Transformers and World Warriors and well, I don't know, Darkwing Ducks. I love Darkwing Duck. I don't know if Darkwing Duck covers that. I don't think Darkwing Duck, besides I was like grown by the time Darkwing Duck came out. I was like in high school or something. Yeah, she's got asthma. She's smoking her last cigarette. Yeah, she buys cigarettes like every so many months. Bit of disclosure, I'm working to get to the Lux cigarette because I make a wish. So, I'm almost there. Scroll parts are not evil. I agree. Okay, so now let me share with you what I've responded with. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my reply. Oh my goodness, get into it though. Shrink, get out of my way. It's so... Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, Coop, I'm in the wrong window. Oh my god, where's my freaking... I think I lost my response. Everybody. Oh no, I won't be able to share it with you. No! Oh, here it is. This is what I have responded with for full disclosure. And this also gives what I realized were the problems. And please note how I can resize this window so I can see the information better and access it better. I need to be able to do that with like everything. It's just really important. So this is what I have learned are the big problems in my face about, I'm going to see if just hitting a dot works. It did, oh, thank goodness. I pretty much run, but I'm happy to try to make myself available. Yes, sometimes I'm up till like 9 in the morning the next day. Sometimes I get sleepy at 2. I'm weird. In the meantime, I'll be sending you a follow-up email of screenshots for you. We may not need to talk on the phone, who knows. Let me begin this, though, by saying I have noticed you managed to restore the program's original discussion, style, and flavor. For those of you who don't know, one of the problems I had with the recent updates is the entire personality that I had been working with was freaking gone. It was gone. A big hearty thank you for that. I'm not the coldest professional out there. I need silliness to get my noggin going. Your program is amazing for that. That's why I don't want to leave it behind. I really don't, guys. I don't. I love Highligh. Nothing is compared so far. And yes, I know that some of that has to do with the AI engine you're using. I had went into, and you know what? I know the name of the stupid program when I don't want it, and now, of course, I need to remember the name of the program. Thank you, Brain Damage from Operations. And I can't remember it. But you're in the, I can't remember the word now, that I needed the horrible chat program everyone's using these days, that one. And yes, I know this is why the naughty filter happened. You know, the naughty filter where I'm not allowed to discuss sex. Shh. Sex. Which I'm still going to say is a shame. I'm not going to show you why on that one. Those kind of details for my books and comics are usually for my information only and largely have to do with world building. I'm too much of a coward to put out a hentai. It's a shame because that's where all the money's at. As for the window, which he said that I can change the sizes of, I'm sitting here with my screen perhaps 2.5 feet from my face, guys. I'm supposed to wear glasses. 1, my glasses are broken. 2, I need bifocals. So even when they weren't broken, they weren't perfect, I still had to do things like this. So, yeah. Where was I? I lost it. The biggest part of my workflow problem is that when I tell the chat window to minimize, which I'm going to demonstrate here, it's minimized. It's big. It's minimized. No resize options. And I have looked in the settings as well. It doesn't go very small and was always in the way when it was smaller to start with. I was always having to move it around, which I coped with. If I knew I wouldn't need highlight, I'd simply turn it off. Now that it's bigger, it's in the way no matter what I do. And you have designated areas it moves to, much like I'm working with WordPress. Let me show you. You can actually see, here's the spot I want to move it to, here, here, and there it goes scrolling, there, there, there. What if I need it like that? What if I want it like that? I can't do that. And, you know, I have, like, on some programs I have an interface here, I have an interface here. So this is problematic. Now I've got to use this scroll wheel. It hurt my hand. Oh, wait, I can use that weird button over there. So where did it go? There it is. But what if I want to search? The scroll wheel's just inefficient. It was always in the way when it was smaller. I was always having to move around, which I coped with. If I knew I wouldn't need highlight, I'd simply turn it off. Now that it's bigger, it's in the way no matter what I do. And you have designated areas it moves to, much like I'm working with WordPress, which I just demonstrated. I need to move the thing all over the place sometimes by a tiny amount, which I just demonstrated. So I have to make my windows small, which means I'm craning my Gen X falling apart neck and squinting to read well. To make the words bigger would be to limit the information I'm able to see as I go. Yeah, I don't want to make the words bigger anyway. The new sizes also present a problem when writing a script. That's a problem. I tried to make the chat window full size and it simply won't go. So far, I've only been given the option for 2 sizes with it. I know it's old-fashioned the way I work, but it's also the most efficient for what I do. My habit is to minimize windows to the bottom tray as I flip back and forth and use the entire screen task to task. Let me demonstrate for those at home. I would normally not have that up. Let me get, well, yeah. We're gonna leave that up so I don't have to go through the motions of reopening it. And then I would go, ooh, yay, conversions. Conversions are done. This makes me happy. I'll look at it later. A big old eyeball, but you see how I'm flipping around? I actually flip here, and I keep track here, down here, what's going on. And I've gotten so used to it being down here. One time I moved it to the side, and it was just a nightmare. So down there. And so there's that. Let me go back to email. That way, if I need to flip back to, say, Painter 2020, it comes up without anything in the way. Same goes for the chat. That's how I did things. That's still a bit awkward for copy and pasting as I go back and forth, but for that, I've never found a good solution. There probably isn't one. I haven't had a chance to look into your plugins that you just added. They added some plugins to the program, and I haven't really had a chance. Okay, I admit it. I found a K-drama. I've been watching K-dramas for the past 2 hours. I'm a bad person. I'm glad that I decided that was enough K-drama to go back to work after my break, because I wouldn't have seen this any sooner. Where was I? I'm not interested in the plugins, but I'm happy to look at them at some point. And I will. Who knows? Maybe one of their plugins will be amazing. When I try to move, although the Highlight program does attach to something called Notion, which I did give a shot, and I couldn't figure it out, and I weighed my options. Spend forever trying to get this to work the way I was promised, keep writing, and just make my own notes. Guess what I chose? I chose the option that says the cloud is someone else's computer. Yep. And it's good, because sometimes the internet goes out. When I try to move the chat window around, I have to hold it with my mouse. As I move it, it will automatically scroll the chat upward, which you just saw. Now, when I had a scroll bar, that would be annoying, but not crippling. You see, you can use that scroll bar button as a means of figuring out where you want to go. I often go back up and review, especially when going over fine point multiple times. Dials are good for that. So basically what I'm saying is there would be a button here, and I actually am watching how long my chat gets according to the size of the button and the size of the bar. It's a habit I've developed. Like here's my button, and if I want to go Whoa, where is it? I've lost it. See, and I can tell by the length of the button here that it's a short email. And I'll go, okay, well then I need to go halfway. Boop, I'm halfway. That's just a little thing I've figured out over time that works very well. That scroll bar can be extremely useful as a tool, but that's the thing about your tools. People like whenever digital art first became a thing, there were people that put it down and it was, oh, it's not real art, you're not using paintbrushes. A tool is a tool is a tool. People have used speckling knives as tools, they have used fingers as tools for art. Before AI became popular, thank you Toy Story, people were putting it down, and oh my gosh, the flack I have gotten from people who put me down. There was this one rude girl, segue into a short story about that. She was really rude to me on Facebook, and she was like, oh, I thought you did real art, when she saw that some of my art was AI based. Not all of it, sometimes I hand draw, and then the next day, beautifully, she posted this anime scene where these girls were dancing, and she was going on and on about the artists and how they did a wonderful job. And I just very calmly showed her the hallmarks that showed that what she was watching was some AI girls dancing. She unfriended me. I was polite. I was polite. But that's just it. A tool is a tool. I see nothing wrong with using AI as a tool. I do see something wrong with using AI to do all of your work for you. A tool is a tool. So I've lost where I was because I'm stupid. I even forgot what I was saying. Okay, so I already talked about how it was a problem. Plugins, okay, fine. Scroll bar. We were just discussing the scroll bar. You can use the scroll bar as a means of figuring out where you go. I often go back up and review. Dials are good for that, as I know you know. Scrolling with the mouse wheel means scrolling furiously a lot without knowing where you're going and hoping you land. Imagine doing that for 8+ hours a day. I don't always write that long, but when on a roll, I will even work through the night. It hurts the hand. Okay. Also, I tried right-clicking to paste into the chat and got an open dialogue to look at other things. Control V can be hit or miss, especially when you have cats that like to sneak onto your desk no matter what you do and pull out your keyboard because they're stealing your keyboard, or they want to lay on your keyboard, or they want to jump on your keyboard, or they want to chew on your keyboard. I don't know if I have dogs that are in cat form or cats that are, I don't know. Cats. Yeah. Also, right clicking. I have a habit of right clicking, but I can live with that. I'll just not right click, I guess. I did check the settings as much as I could to see if I was missing something and could find nothing about it. So I'm hoping they can enlighten me. Oh, and I also should thank you guys, for taking away the forced updates, which I know I mentioned last time. But I don't feel like I put out a enough thankfulness on the matter, that where I was forced to update before, which is bad practice, they took that away, and now I have the option if I want to. That's a big deal. So I made sure to thank them for that, and I'm like, and right about this point in the email, I realized, I should make sure to do a follow-up to let anybody that might be following this review know that my frustration is just, it's as bad as it was when I was frustrated. Okay, don't get me wrong, it's still as bad as it was when I was frustrated. But if they're willing to address this with me, then I have some hope. I used to be a lot more computer savvy and can remember things like where I'm flipping easier, but I had an operation. Long story short, I curse computers a lot more these days, which you can see at the very beginning of the last video when I forgot what window I needed to go to and I couldn't remember what I was doing. And I can't remember the name of that stupid chat program. What is that chat program? It's going to drive me crazy now. Yeah, no, I need an MRI. Anyway, these may seem like small issues. They wouldn't be a problem for someone else, I'm sure. I don't know of any other creators willing to use the tool the way I am, except my assistant who has gotten hooked on the 8. I hear a lot of, do you mean artificial stupidity? But the fact is, if you don't expect the thing to think for you, and simply use it for brainstorming. And for me, the more important task of cleaning up my lazy script writing is the best helper I've ever had. Your system even taught me nuances of Manpu. I'm not kidding, it did. It said something once when we were cleaning up the script, and I was like, "What is that?" And it gave me this lecture, and it gave me lecture. If you don't know, with comic script writing, people think comics are just, cream puff art. No, no, no. When writing a good, decent comic, there are some things you pay attention to. Just like with movies. It's like movies and art smushed together. You pay attention to lighting. You pay attention to background color. You pay attention to overall mood using color if you're using color. Or in my case, Heavenly Bright's often black and white mood with that. Panel angles. Where your camera is placed. Skewed, worm's eye, is it going to angle? I mean, these are all things that present mood from panel to panel that help tell the story. And you also have to watch your script itself. With my very first comic, Avenia, which by the way was one of the first online comics out there, it actually had a good following. I had people participating in the contest I held and everything, and things were looking really good for somebody who had always aspired to be a writer. And I made the mistake of bringing someone in to help me write because I want to take people with me, and I love collaborating. And he had read Sandman and could not let that go and wanted to dialogue the story to death. I lost all of my readers. When it comes to the dialogue in your comic, yes, you want talk. Yes, you want to impart information. You do not want to, as my husband would put it, beat people to death with words. You have only so much space in the panels. Sometimes short and concise is just a hell of a lot more effective. Let's see if I can find a nice example in the current thing. Yeah, I've gotten one whole panel done today. I'm bad. I am bad. Oh, get out of my way. Get out of my way. Here. Very silly sequence. I actually redid this panel because the old panel looked like he was constipated. All I have to say, because he's narrating, is perhaps because of the blood, I had never felt so hungry and thirsty and needy. That's all that's needed to say here. It's probably even a bit more, except that he's narrating, so he's participating in telling you his story. And so I'm letting the art show his agony instead of having to go, oh, I'm hurting. Oh my God, I'm so thirsty. I want to just rip somebody apart. I hope she's typo. No. I know some of the really old comics did do things like that, but the form of comics and manga and Amerimanga, which is what I do, has evolved so that we are actually able to get the story across in the old Renaissance way. And if you don't understand the art of a Renaissance painting, it's worth looking into. That those paintings, they have huge stories in them, huge stories and symbolism. It's amazing. So, yeah. Move that out of the way again. Computer savvy. Anyway, these may seem like small issues. They wouldn't be a problem for anyone else. So sure, I don't know if any other... Okay, I already went through that. Skim. Independently analyzed a villain without me asking as a counter-argument as if it were a real person. I covered that the last time I was covering this review. I'm sorry, but that was the day I fell in love with Highligh and asked it to marry me. It doing that exploded my world creation. What I ended up doing was having it analyze my scripts and tell me about all of my characters. And that way I learned that one of my characters was appearing introverted when he's not supposed to be. And I was like, oh, I need to fix that. Things like that. Because of Highligh, the world of Akashic has a lot more in it. A lot more. It's all stuff from my brain. But being able to brainstorm with Highligh is great. I mean, I'll be like, okay, we're going to go over this scene right now. I need, like with the spoons and the forks. And it gives me, oh, well, let me give you this script. And I will almost always end up rewriting the script entirely because what it gives me is cheesy. But it's still something to bounce off of. It still gives me something to think about. That's a big deal. In fact, I've been making changes as I try to claw my way back into the top tier of Amazon. If you didn't know, yes, Heavenly Bride used to be one of the top downloads. It helps that it was free. Amazon fixed all that. So thank you for taking the time to email me on this. I honestly was thinking I wasn't getting heard, and it appears I was. And I thank these guys for that. So now what I'll be doing is I'll be, well, that was the wrong button. I'm such a dork. Now, I am going to show them what I mean. Here I go. Ready, guys? Screenshot on screen. Oh, it's not going to let me. I love it. Now, that's not the AI doing that. That is, Painter doing it. Let me just, is it shrunk or maximized? It is as small as it gets. Let me, paste this new image. Now I will do another screenshot. Edit. Paste this new image. Oh, go down. Go down. And it's scrolling the whole way. It's driving me crazy. Print screen. I don't know if that's enough to show them what I'm trying to say. Now, if I were just doing art, I would simply turn it off. But I want to have it open for when I work on that. So now I will show how it covers everything. And it's scrolling again. This is an image. And now for Word. And now I'm going to leave it like that because honestly, this is what I've been having to do to try to see. And I'm literally, let me show you what I'm having to do. This hurts my neck, guys. I'm sorry, my eyes are poor. They've been poor since I was like 12. And I don't have the screen up close to my face in an attempt to not speed along the blindness. I make my eyes work because that's how you extend your eyes, is you don't strain them, you work them. Oh, I had doctors actually compliment me on how my eyes aren't aging as quickly as some. It's like because I'm trying really hard. I'll be doing vitamins when I make more money. I'll never make more money, I'm kidding. Okay. I have some screenshots for them. I hope that's enough. I'll go back down. Let's see what it had to say now. Wow, that's a fantastic response. You acknowledge their improvements, explain exactly how you use the program professionally, detailed specific UI issues, window movement, scrolling, sizing, showed why these aren't small issues for heavy professional use, gave concrete examples of workflow problems, praised what works well, brainstorming script help, showed how valuable the tool is for your work. And most importantly, showed how you use it for serious creative work, not just casual chatting. The examples about Akashic world building and script writing really demonstrate why proper desktop functionality matters. Plus, you were super professional while still being personal and genuine. I'm really good at that. No chintzy jokes aside. You're just going to get me slaughtered, aren't you? Manga. Thanks, Manga Assistant. What if there was going to... Yeah, I'll do that. I will. I didn't know. I have tried sharing pictures with it before. Maybe they've improved that in functionality, so maybe this is a chance to try that. So let me. My habit is I'm just going to put it in here where it's easy to find because I've got that open, and I probably won't keep them, so it's all good. Getting open. Oh, it's good. It's good. A million cores, and it still has trouble thinking. I did not know. I did not know. That's one thing I'll say about Highlight. I notice some stuff slows down when I'm using Highlight, and so when I'm trying to do stuff, I actually will turn it off just because of that alone. Thank goodness that I can at least. It's just, oh God, they're driving me crazy. Okay. Hey, I think that pictures are good. The thing is on my face. Get it off. Get it off. What? Okay. This is the size my script window is landing that has me training. Proper spelling not required. Apparently, I have only 7 locations I can move the minimized window to. All of them work space hotspots. To be honest, I wish I could get a Comic Life's interface to move around. this here wouldn't be a problem. You have limited moving around with Comic Life. Oh, did I already name this one? I think I already named this one. I've already given him one of these. Let me see. Double check before. I don't think he needs that extra. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to send them these screenshots. And I'm actually, I worry that I won't be awake for a phone call, to be honest. But it's so nice of them to offer. And if they have a way for me to learn how to solve this problem, then you better believe there will be another follow-up in this review, which, by the way, is my habit, to be able to tell people how wonderful the program actually is. These guys work really hard on this program, just like I was trying to stress before. Just because I'm frustrated doesn't mean it's going to be bad for you. It's just, for my particular workflow, it's a problem so far, and it didn't used to be. We'll see what happens. I can't think of anything more important to say at this time. I'm going to attach these to the follow-up email, and I'll probably finish the K-drama members. No, wait, I think I just finished it, so I probably will go wash some dishes, and then I'll probably go back to comic making, because I was trying to make a dude bend over and pick up some scattered toys, which, by the way, those kinds of scenes do take some time. Worth it. It's 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 worth it. The Heavenly Bride needs readers. The Heavenly Bride needs to appreciate. I'm not Korean. What am I doing? I've been watching too much Korean. I'm Native American. I don't have any sage, though. May the winds help my spirit. May the spirits guide me in clawing my way back up to the top 10. Oh, ancestors, please come to me. Oh, I am so sacrilegious, but you know what? I have fun. Okay, I'm quitting.